Okay, well, welcome. It's Thursday, March 4th, and my name is Mary Beth Flemming. I am a Crown here with Purium, and I'm so excited to be hosting this call today and just really appreciate each and every one of you showing up, because showing up is a big part of this business, and just being present is a big part of what we're doing. So thank you for being here. We have some really fun and exciting shares happening today. So I am going to encourage you all to get your phones out and take little clips, because there's going to be some stories here shared, and you can put those in your stories. You can use it on social media. You can have it as tools for yourself when sharing about the business, because we have some really amazing fast start and UBT stories being shared today. So it'll be good to get some video clips of that and use it as a prospecting tool for yourselves. So today's focus. For me, this business has really broken down to three main things. And number one is storytelling. I think as people in the profession of network marketing, what we really are in the profession of is learning to become professional storytellers and telling our business stories, telling our product stories, telling our mission stories, our whys. And so for me, storytelling is a fundamental element of this business. The second part is momentum and building excitement and building momentum and duplicating that energy into your team to create massive growth in your business and in your teams. So today we are going to hear a bunch of stories, success stories. We're going to be celebrating quite a few people from last month who hit the Fast Start bonuses and utilized the UBT, the Ultimate Business Transformation, to get free points and achieve ranks, as well as utilize the Widen Your Reach promotion, which, if you're brand new to the call, is if we go live and we submit our lives, we can get free points. So it's a way to really, if all your team jumps on board of that, you can accumulate a massive amount of free points. I think last month in my whole organization, we had about 20,000 free points that were just created through Widen Your Reach and UBT promotion. So if you are, before we begin, let's see, if you are brand new here with Purium, if you've been with us for maybe a month or less, go ahead and drop a 2 in the chat, just so I can see who's new with us. All right, yay, well, welcome. So today, for you new people, this is going to be a great call for you, because you're going to hear how people who have just joined in the last month or two, 3 or 4 months, are really taking advantage of these promotions and getting their business started with a bang. So a big reason that I love the Fast Start bonuses is because, like I was saying, this business builds off of momentum. And what Kristyn, I love her analogy that she always uses, is it's much easier to learn to ride a bike fast than it is to go really slow. So if you're first getting on that bike and you're barely pedaling, it's really hard to get your balance. You kind of fall over and then you get frustrated and it's hard to get back up. And it's just not as much fun as when you first learn to ride that bike and you start pedaling fast, and all of a sudden you're doing it on your own and you're going and you're getting the momentum. And before you know it, you're like, wow, I'm doing it. I'm riding the bike. And so that's a lot about this business, is just putting 2 feet in and learning to ride that bike. And the faster you do it, the more fun it is. So I want to share a little story of my own before I bring on our guests about how powerful momentum can be. And so when I decided to run for Crown, I decided to do a 90-day run. Basically, November, December, and January, I committed to just really diving into my business and just being in massive action for 3 months. And it didn't look like working 50 hours a week. I was still working part-time hours. It was just that in the times that I was working, I was being really diligent on my income producing activities. I was reaching out to more people. I was saying less to more people. I was just really committed to helping my team, and just really in that mindset of whatever it takes. For 90 days, I'm going to give this my full attention and my full focus and see what can be created. And so with that attitude, I was able to hit Crown in January. And then February, last month, came along, and I needed to take a 2.5 week break. And I was kind of like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. And because of that momentum I had built, I was able to re-rank Crown in February, the shortest month of the year, with my team brought in the most points we've ever had. So it was actually my biggest month I've ever had in Purium. And that was being away from work for 2.5 weeks, more like 3 weeks, and just really like taking in the power of this business model of, wow, you know what, I put in that extra month, that extra energy and that extra focus for 3 strong months. And then I had my biggest month when I was off on vacation taking care of my kids. And so it's just the power of momentum. When you build momentum in your team, that duplicates in your team. And then that's how we really get carried into the residual income. And we get carried into that lifestyle that brought most of us here, of having more time freedom and being able to not sweat when we have to take some time off because things are still happening. So that is the power of momentum with this business. So first and foremost, I am going to bring on Miss Carrie Drinkwine to invite Jen Rosen to share her story of momentum that she created in February. Jen ranked diamond in her second month, which is, you get 4 months to hit diamond on the fast track. So she like double fast tracked, which is amazing. So I'm really excited to hear her story. And this is going to be a call where you guys are going to want to take out your notes and take some notes from what these people are doing, because success leaves clues. And so yeah, Carrie, if you are on the line, I would love for you to introduce Jen for us. Are you here, Mama?
Yep, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm so excited to invite my sweet friend Jennifer Rosen, and just how much fun we've been having. You know, there wasn't a single day that we weren't in connection or on multiple calls together, really working late hours and early hours and last minute calls. And, you know, we were just both in just yes mode, like, okay, yep, let's just go. So it's been a joy. And I love sharing that Jennifer was one of the very first people I ever prospected 1.5 years ago. And so just keep planting those seeds, because you don't know what's going to happen and when that seed is going to sprout and flower. And yeah, so that's really how we got to where we are. I'll let Jen share her story, and Jen shares how powerful she was, but she really just grabbed onto my hand and was like, hey, tell me what to do. So I went to say, how do I go? So we just linked arms and just ran together, and it was a lot of fun.
Thank you so much, Carrie. Hi, everyone. So nice to meet you if I haven't seen you before. There's so much to share. I'm going to try and keep this short because I have 5 minutes, I think. But this business has transformed my life, transformed my health. And in like 2 days, I was like, holy cow, I'm ready for this. Like, this is some serious stuff. And so I just ran for it. I told Carrie, I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything about regenerative health like you do. So like, just tell me what to do. I'm ready to go. And so I literally was like copying and pasting what people were saying to me. I was like, what do I say? I don't know. Here you go. And then she started like sharing basically the same thing. And I was like, okay, now I know how to do this. It was duplicatable. And so I literally started a note. I'm like busy mom, busy entrepreneur. I own another business, wedding planning, whatever. And so I'm like, I'm on the go. I need like a note. So I started a note in my phone that translated also to my laptop. And I kept all the links she just kept telling me to share. And I'm like, okay. And then I made a little note next to each one. This is what I send for business opportunity. This is what I send for just interest in all of it. This is what I send. And I just started making like my list of like what I need to send. And the momentum literally started when I started praying for my company, my business, praying for the people that God put on my heart. Literally, I had a list. Obviously, I do my list. I write it out, but then I also have it in a spreadsheet form. I'm a wedding planner, so I like keeping things like organized. this is a beautiful, messy business because you're like out talking to someone and then you're like, wait, what was her name? And then you're like writing it down on like a piece of paper. And then like you get home and you're like, okay, now I got to put her, but it's like, it's a beautiful mess because you're helping people create health and wealth. And it's like so infectious to help people. And it's so amazing. But anyway, I just try and keep as organized as possible. But literally I would pray over my list. I would just be like, Lord, please tell me, like, pull off a name to me today that I need to reach out to. And I would look at it and I'd be like, okay, Brandon, Tasha, Michael, and Jamie, done. I'm like, then I just get on my computer and I'm like, hey, how are you? Love you guys. You are on my heart. What's going on with you? And I just start a conversation with them. And then they're like, oh my gosh, Jen, you lost 18 pounds in 20 days. How did that happen? And it's just a natural conversation from that point. And then I was doing that like 50 other times. Like I just was doing that every single day. And then there were times where I'm like, I'm almost hitting my goal. Where is it coming from? And then I get an order. Because I like forgot, I talked to somebody on like Saturday night and gave her a link. And then I'm like, oh my God, I hit my goal. And it was just more like, it was just duplicatable. I was sending the same links over and over and over, having authentic conversations. And God was literally aligning it for me. Like, it was just like, I prayed over my business. I was authentic in my talk and I was real. And that's how it all came to fruition. And I know that she said, what were some of like my things that had come up? She wanted me to talk about that. Last month, I was running for Diamond, but I didn't even know what that meant, you guys. I don't even know what I was like, Diamond, whatever. I don't know. I'm just helping people. I just want to help people because I know a lot of really, really sick people and a lot of people that are struggling because of COVID. I'm in the wedding industry and we literally can't work right now. And so I have people that are on unemployment, that are struggling, that are truly entrepreneurs that need to see this in their life. And so when I went on vacation, I went on vacation for 2 weeks in the shortest month. I was like, I'm celebrating my 10-year anniversary. My husband's turning 50. Like, we have to go. And I'm like, somehow this is going to work. Okay, God, you're going to make this work. And I'm going to like do maybe an hour in the morning, like an hour in the afternoon, and like a 30-minute at night. Thank God Carrie was there with me when I was on vacation, because I was like, can I go to the beach and you do the call? Because like my husband needs me. And she's like, yeah, go girl, I got it. So then she would like pick up things where I didn't need to be there, which I always make my calls, but I was on like a very intentional vacation to like build my marriage. Very important. So I was able to hit Diamond in the shortest month, as well as take a 2-week vacation. It was like insane. But I had brand partners like who is going to come on and come to me. She was on my list. I prayed for her and I just thought, I want this woman. She is dynamic. She is amazing. She is faith-filled. She loves people and she is an eloquent speaker. And I think this would be amazing. And I knew she was with another wellness company, but I didn't know kind of the status of that. The same day, she calls me, Jen, I saw your live. What are we doing? How are we doing this? You said something to me, and I'll let her tell the story. But anyway, that brand partner now coming into this business has now, it's like, it's the momentum. It's the go time. It's like, we're in this together. I'm so excited. And so we're running and we're excited. And yeah, so it's infectious when you bring on these boss babes or boss men, whoever, and you just can run together and do it together and link arms. It's the community, aspect. I went from literally pulling my planners, like in my business, like, come on, you got to call your clients and get them what they need for wedding stuff. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm having to like pull people along. And being the owner, it's like very lonely. And so now being my owner, but also having this community of support is like You don't get that as an entrepreneur. When things go wrong, it is on you. And the stress of that is beyond stressful. I mean, I gained 50 pounds in 1 year. I was freaking so stressed out. I was dying. And so now I went from like dying, depressed, anxious, and to now thriving. I've lost 21 pounds and I've never felt better in my skin, but also my finances are rising and I can see the potential in the horizon. So anyway, love you all. This is such an amazing business. Don't lose the fire because there's so much potential here with the matching bonuses and the widen your reach, and the points are absolutely amazing that they're giving you right now. And don't let any point go away, because literally I was points away. Like every live counts. Every widen your reach counts, like every UBT counts. So I when I was talking to people, I was like, you need a smart order. I'll help you do it. Let's get on the phone. Why do I need a smart order? Oh, you need it because you're saving 25% and you're going to get all these loyalty points and you're not going to want to miss one day of this. I promise you. And they're like, okay, let's do it. You know, don't even get second guess like that's weirdness, because it's not. It's actually helping them, but it's also helping you.
Great. Yes, Jen. So many golden nuggets right there. And I just really want to take a moment, you guys, to just celebrate her, because Diamond in 2 months is phenomenal, not to mention going on a two-week vacation on top of it. So there's a few things that you said that I just wanted to highlight. And number one is teamwork makes dream work. So if you're just joining this and you're in this and you're feeling confused or alone, or like the beauty, my favorite part of this business is leaning into the team. So reach out to your upline, say, hey, I need more support. Maybe there's some sideline people that you can become accountability buddies with. But the beauty of this business is when we become a team and then we support each other to our goals and we support each other to our whys. And you and Carrie have linked arms in such a beautiful way to make that happen. So that's one point that I love you brought up. And then the next thing that she brought up is don't leave any points on the table. These free points that we're getting for going live, if we go live, it grows our business. Plus we get free points. And like she said, every point counts. So even if you're yourself not maybe running for a goal, remember that every point might help your upline hit a goal, or it might, you know, someone in your downline does it and then it helps you hit your goal. So it really is this teamwork effort of the more we utilize the ultimate or the ultimate business transformation and the widen your reach points, magic can be created there at the end of the month. And the last thing I want to say is I think it's so cool that Detra, who we're about to bring on, just saw one of your lives. So you were going live, you were getting free points for doing that, and you went live, and then you ended up bringing on this amazing brand partner who ended up duplicating exactly what you did in your first month. So Jen in her first month hit Fast Start Executive. She had that power and that passion and that presence and that devotion. And then she attracted someone with the same energy and the same excitement and the same feeling of service. And so Jen, I would love for you to introduce Detra, who just hit Fast Start Executive in her first month. So yeah, please introduce her, and we're excited to hear from her.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce my dear friend, Detra. She is one of the most inspiring women I have ever met. And so I am just so blessed and thankful that she is here now in this company. And she is going to make such a huge change in her family, but in this mission, and help so many others. And she already is. She triple ranked in 2 weeks. She signed up on Valentine's Day. She had 2 weeks, and literally 3 days before, she was like, there's 3,000 points left. Do you think I could make it? And Carrie and I were like, yes, go girl. And literally 3 days, she hit executive. I mean, it was unbelievable, but it was a team effort. You know, she just was like, okay, I have somebody. Okay, yep, somebody else is interested. Here we go. And we're like, okay, yep, I got this call. You got this call. You got this call. Like, it was a team effort, but she is, she's dynamic, and I can't wait to hear her speak. Come on, Detra, we're excited for you.
Hi, I'm Detra Clark. I'm in the car, and I hope that you don't hear a child screaming in the background. Busy mama of 4, but we make it work. Thanks for having me on today. So I'm newer to the company. I came on, like Jen said, Valentine's Day, and it was really cool because I've been with another health and wellness company for almost 5 years. And so it was kind of an accidental business. Like, I started taking the products, I took them for about a year and a half. And then I thought, why not? I like the products. I'll share that. And I really loved the company a lot, but there was just something missing for me, something I couldn't quite articulate. It wasn't like a pronounced, like something is wrong. It was just there's just something here that I don't align with anymore. And then one night I was mindlessly scrolling social media, and Jen's live came through my newsfeed, and I never see her lives. I knew she was doing something new. I knew about her struggles. I knew about her pain and just all the illness in her body. But what captivated me literally was looking at her. Her eyes were glowing. She was smiling. The inflammation had left her face, and it just drew me in. And she was saying words that I was familiar with, but she used new words that I hadn't heard before, like sprouted and superfoods. And I don't even know that I got through the whole live. And I just reached out and was like, hey, what are we doing? Where are we going? I align with everything that I hear coming out of your mouth, and I need to be a part of this. So by trade, I'm a clinical psychotherapist and a wellness coach, and I walk people through inner healing and freedom from their stuck places. And that's not just, psychologically, because we're mind, body, and soul. Unlock people physically in their bodies, because when we feel well in our bodies, right, we thrive more in other areas of our life. And so I said, this is what I want to do. I want to jump on board with you. I hadn't tried a product. I didn't know the names of the products. I didn't know anything about the business. I just knew I aligned with it, and I was ready to go. I'm a sprinter in my workouts. I love to sprint in real life. And I knew that's how I wanted to do this business, that I was going to run with it. And so Jen said, okay, we're going to do it. And so with very little knowledge, but a whole lot of faith, I just shared with the people that the Lord highlighted for me immediately that I needed to share with. And I reached out and said, hey, I'm doing this new thing. It's organic, it's superfoods. And I really just, and my heart to see people healed, and that it was the Lord's favor. But also, I think my excitement, the first person I reached out to told me, I don't even know what all you're talking about, but I can hear it in your voice, and I can see it in your eyes, because I sent her a Marco Polo, which is like a voice chat app. She said, I can see it in your eyes that you believe what you're saying. Let's do this. And so then she told a friend who told a friend who told a friend. And I literally just, whenever somebody would come to my mind or the Lord would drop a name in my heart, I would just right then in that moment, I would just reach out with a voice memo or a text and say, hey, here's the new thing that I'm doing. And they would say, how much does it cost? I don't know, but I can get you on a call. I can get you on a call right now. Hold on. And I didn't let my fear of not having all the answers stop me from sharing, because I knew those things are just like logistical, right? Like, I can get for you how much it costs. I can tell you, I can get you an ingredient list. I can get you all of those things that you need. But what I want you to know right now is that I believe in this. I know I understand enough about health to tell you this is legit. And if you will get on this call with me, then I promise you're going to hear something amazing. Like, maybe I don't know enough about the company, but you know enough about me to know that I'm not a fly by night girl. So if I have faith in this and you can hear it in my voice, you come with me. And that's pretty much what I did. And the team has been amazing. Amazing. unprecedented. Never in my life. And I was with a company for 5 years. Have I had a team to stand behind me in the way that they have and show up in the way that they have? So the way that I view it was I bring the people and then they share their knowledge. And that effort just seemed to snowball. And then my people, when they came on board, they were like, whoa, this is crazy. You mean like all I got to do is bring people to this call and they'll answer all their questions and they're going to love on them and they're going to pray with them and they're going to speak life over them. Yeah, I can bring my friends to this because I know how loved I feel right now. So I feel comfortable to bring my friends and they're going to bring their friends. And before I knew it, Jen was texting me going, hey, you're at director. I'm like, all right, I don't even know what that means, but let's keep going. And then they were like, I think you might make it to executive. Great. I don't know what that means, but let's keep going. And literally, I was getting messages from people. We had a call like 2 nights before I ranked to executive. I have never even met this woman. I literally have never even met her. She reached out to me and said, I saw a live video you did, and I love what I heard. Can I get on a call with you? Absolutely, miss. I've never met you before. Let's get on a call right now, and I'm going to bring my friends with me. And that's just how it was going. And I just did the things. And one of the things that I've learned from my other wellness company is I kind of drug my feet with that one because I didn't understand momentum. And moving slowly doesn't work for me in real life. And I have just learned in doing this that it's not going to work with me here. But I kind of drug my feet and I would just, if I felt like it, I would, or if I needed to get a little bit more answers about that before I would do the thing, right? And so I've learned that pace, it doesn't work for me. Like I lead by faith. And as I lead by faith, my faith is contagious. It inspires and people catch that faith and then they go and their faith is built up by my faith. So it's my faith that's leading. And that's the thing that's going to draw people. And so I don't know if those are like tangible steps. I'm sure somewhere there's like, do this, do that. But for me, the duplicatability came from Jen showing me when she got on a call with me, sharing her heart. And then she sent me the things. And then she immediately got me on a call with Carrie. And so that's the thing that I did. And when I talked to Carrie, my questions were, can my team, can they grow like me? I don't want to be the one that's getting all the ranks in my team. They're just behind applauding me, but they're not coming with me. And do you care about diversity? And Carrie spoke to those needs in me. And she speaks to those needs in every single person that comes on the call, like meeting them right where they are. And that builds hope in people. And so then people feel comfortable to bring their people and it duplicates. So that's probably like 15 minutes. And I'm sorry if I went over. Thank you guys for letting me share. I'm so excited about this. I could literally talk about it all day.
Detra, thank you so much. I could literally listen to you talk about it all day. I think someone wrote in the chat, let's have Detra on every day. So many golden nuggets. Check out the chat, Detra. You have so much love coming to you. And yeah, just drop a 3 in the chat if you're just like mind blown. Yes. Right. And maybe drop some chat, something in the chat of like what you learned. There was a few things that really stood out to me that you said. And one was Leslie Zan always talks about this. What's important now? Like all the logistical stuff maybe isn't the most important in this moment. What is most important is sharing your enthusiasm, sharing your excitement, letting your faith lead the way, sharing your heart with people, getting people on a call so they can immediately be connected into this community, because excitement is contagious. And same thing that happened when she saw Jen's live. She was like, I don't really know what she was talking about much, but I saw it in her face. I saw it in her eyes. I saw it in her passion. So that is the trick to this business, is just when you are in such a state of belief, as you can see Detra is, and she's only been with us almost 3 weeks, not even, but she feels that belief and she feels that excitement, and that's super contagious. So yeah, lead by faith, be authentic, lead by faith, lead by faith. Yes, so important. Full body yeses. So check out the chat. Really great information. And I wish I could have you on for longer, Jen and Detra, but I'm so grateful for you guys to share. And we're going to move on and share some more stories. And I know we'll be hearing from these amazing ladies. A lot more here to come. They are Crown Bound team for sure. So helping each other rise as they go. So thank you, ladies. And let's give them some more love in the chat. And then next up, I'm going to bring on Miss Mary Cornwell, who hit diamond in her 5th month, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. But Michelle, I would love for you to come in and introduce Mary, and we're going to hear Mary's stories and her tips and tricks as well. So Michelle, if you're able to pop off.
I am, thanks. And wow, this has just been amazing. And I think you're going to hear from this team a lot of the same things, you know. So Mary, I met through some adversity that I was having in my life with toxic trauma. She also had it. We had met a year ago in a group for what we were dealing with. And a year and a half later, she was still suffering and had seen some improvements in me, a lot of improvements in me, and had asked me what I was doing, and took a leap of faith and joined just for health reasons. And within days, Mary decided to link arms with me and help in this community that we're working in with toxic trauma. And she is amazing. She's studied building biology. And she works a lot, not only with what's going on inside of our bodies, but our second skin, and third skin, which is what the home and the environment that we live in on the outside. So she has just been so much fun to work with, and totally coachable, and just has one of the biggest hearts that I know, and has a fantastic community around her, and who have joined arms with her. So it is my absolute pleasure to introduce Mary Cornwell.
Thank you so much, Michelle. You're going to make me cry. Yeah, I'm really, really thankful for Michelle for introducing me to Pirium. Like she said, we connected, and I think that God, the universe, brought us back together. And I signed up with Pirium, I think the day that she told me about it. And within 3 days, I was just seeing so much change in my energy and my sleep. At the time, I was on like 15 to 20 different supplements and medication. And within 3 days, I was just seeing such a transformation in my own health and energy levels that I reached out to one of my good friends, Kristyn. I don't know if you're on the call, but I reached out to Kristyn and thought that Kristyn and her daughter could really benefit. And so I enrolled as a brand partner within 3 days. And now Kristyn was also my first brand partner and the first person that I shared Pirium with. And I really just did it for health reasons, but I've been really excited because it blends so well. Before I got really sick from toxic trauma and mold in my home, I was a health coach and a health educator. And so I was just asking that if I ever started to feel better and started to return to health, that I would be able to share those solutions with other people again. And so, sorry, getting emotional here, but it has been a journey, and I'm just really excited to be able to share what has helped me help other people. And so, well, like John said, just really every day, like calling in and asking, praying for those people that are looking for solutions in their health or even their finances, and really just setting that intention and staying grounded in that. That's my why. And so I've just been really excited to. In February, I think things just kind of really took off because I started sharing more, and because my health has been improving more, I've been able to focus more on the business side of things, and just really like start attracting brand partners and people who share a similar vision and want to share this with more people. And so I'm going to introduce Heather later on after this, but she is also one of my first brand partners, and she's seen such significant changes in her own health. And I think just creating a lot of momentum and a lot of excitement on our team has helped us all move forward. And I definitely wouldn't have been able to do this without them. I wouldn't have been able to rank diamond, which isn't even, it's not even necessarily about ranking diamond, it's more about helping people. But I'm really excited because I've had that support from Michelle and from my upline, and then also just my team this month in February. I want to shout out to Megan, who she hit Fast Start consultant within our first like 2 or 3 days, and then was Fast Start director by halfway through the month. She couldn't make it on the call, but hopefully you can watch the replay. Kristyn, who hit executive for the first time, and Heather, who hit Fast Start executive, and Jules and my other Heather, who are also on the call. And it's just been really exciting to get to jump on calls with each other and start interviewing each other through Widen Your Reach points, and just generating this team momentum together. And I know the Widen Your Reach points has been really big for me. It was really nerve-wracking at first to go on live. I know the first time that I went live for Widen Your Reach was the first time I had ever gone live. And because I was the only person on the call, I think I X'd out at least like 5 or 6 times because no one was watching and I was so nervous. But it's really helped me not only get like points, which is great, but it's helped me become like more comfortable speaking, and I no longer X out a bunch of times before starting. It's helped me become more confident and sharing my message with people. And I've gotten engagement from people who I otherwise probably wouldn't have heard from. And for example, like my second cousin that I only really ever see at graduation parties and weddings every couple of years reached out to me from one of the lives that I did a couple weeks ago. So that was exciting, and just a good way to authentically connect with people. I think one of the challenges from this past month, because my team has been growing and there's so many like other health coaches and brand partners on there, was the onboarding process. There's so many resources and information for people that sometimes it's a little bit hard to navigate through. So really just trying to streamline that process and getting brand partners excited about Widen Your Reach and connecting them to things and kind of like sprinkling in information as we go along and kind of treating it like a job. So when you start a new job, there might be a lot of information, a lot of new things to learn, and it just takes time. And so if we can treat it like that, then it's a little bit less overwhelming to people who are coming on, and just helping them really discover and plug into their why and their reason for being here and what they're passionate about. And if you can tap into your why, and like your why that makes you cry, I think it was a call that Christina had, really tapping into that can go a really long way. And yeah, so I think those are the Widen Your Reach. Oh, and then the UBT. So a couple of people on my team were able to hit the UBT, which for those of you who are new, who aren't familiar with what that is, sharing 3 ULTs or other packs in 1 week. And that really just creates a lot of excitement and momentum around sharing, but then also gets you 500 extra points, and that carries up through your upline. And so just teaching people the system and like the promo points has been really helpful in helping them hit ranks, and then helping everyone else be accountable. So yeah.
Awesome, Mary. And it's just been such an honor to see you grow so much in this. I mean, you've been in the business a short time, but I remember there was a few months there where you were so close to hitting ranks and not quite there. And then something that you said that really stood out to me is in February, it really took off because I just started sharing more. And that is the trick. If your business isn't growing, reality is you're probably not talking to enough people. And we can sometimes think we're talking to a lot of people because we're scrolling on social media or whatnot, but it really starts to change once you actually start talking to more people. Then the momentum gets built and you start bringing in these new brand partners. And I love, Mary, that you shouted out your team, because it totally is a team effort. None of us would make it to Diamond alone, or even executive or director and beyond, you know. So Detra, it really is one of those team effort sports where the more successful your team is, the more successful you are, and the more we're invested in each other's whys. Mary, that is such a beautiful point. Like, the more that we can connect with that why that makes me cry, and then that why that makes your teammates cry, the more we just lock arms and are like so invested in each other, changing the world and doing great things together. So really amazing, Mary. I know that you and your team have really taken advantage of doing interviews together, which has been very, very, very inspiring to me to see the stories of your different teammates. And so if you're brand new to the call and you're like, well, I'm nervous to go live, as Mary was, doing an interview with your upline or your sideline, or reaching out to someone on this call that's inspiring you, seeing if they'll do an interview with you, is a really great way to break the ice and just start learning to share each other's stories and hold each other up in our stories. So really beautiful share, Mary. So much congratulations on Diamond. And you also are such a rising star. And I know we'll be hearing so much more from you. And I would love if you could introduce us to Heather, who hit Fast Start Executive on your team last month. And I love the story of Heather because I know when Heather came in, she was really just focused on her healing journey, and the business was not on the forefront of her mind. And then here we are 3 months later, and she's hit Fast Start Executive. So Mary, I'll pass it off to you to introduce.
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Mary Beth. Yeah, Heather, I don't see your face on the call, but I know you're on here somewhere. Heather has been such a joy to work with the past couple months. How Michelle and I met. Heather and I met through a Facebook group related to toxic mold and healing from that. And we just started chatting, and she was looking for solutions in her health because she has been on quite the health journey, a chronic illness of like 25 plus years, and just has been through a lot. And she was ready for a change and to learn more about alkalizing her body and what that might look like. And really, she just got started kind of how I did to help her health. And it's been amazing to see her transformation the past 3 months. She signed up in December, and she has been seeing so many amazing health gains. She's been adding a lot of foods back into her diet that she hasn't been able to eat in a long time. She's been going on hikes with her husband, which hasn't been a thing of the past. And it's really been great to see that, but also work with her, become friends with her and work with her from a professional level as well. And she has such a pure heart and is just really excited. And once she saw it helping her so much, she just had to share with all of her doctors and her practitioners and her friends. And I think it was about like maybe a week or two before the end of the month, she realized that she hit director. And she's still in her fast start window, and she realized, oh wow, I'm only like 50 something percentage away from executive. How do I get the rest of the way? And so that was just really exciting. And I'm excited for you, Heather, to share a little bit about your story. And I don't know where you're at, but if you want to pop on, we'd love to hear from you.
Hi, thank you, Mary. Am I on?
You're on, yes.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's been an amazing ride. I was a health coach. I am a health coach, but I did meet Mary and Michelle on this Facebook group, which I am just so thankful for Purium and that Facebook group, and Michelle and Mary not being afraid to share about what they were doing, because it is transforming my life, and it continues to transform my life. And I have had a long health journey. So when I got involved, I knew if I was excited about it, I would share. But I really didn't have goals, and I didn't understand. I think I'm just starting to understand widen your reach and UBTs and all of that. But I do praise God for Purium and for Mary and Michelle, and just for their support and encouragement, and doing lots of connect calls and being there. February has sort of been a whirlwind, and it's been exciting. And I feel like what's helped is just sharing my story, and people know my friends, my family, they know my story. They know I was chronically ill with undiagnosed Lyme for 20 plus years. And so it's been a long journey, but people are seeing me and they're like, wow, your skin looks better. Your eyes look clearer. I had trouble walking and standing, and they're just seeing those changes. And I think that's sort of what's propelling people's interest, and my enthusiasm, because I've always been excited about health and wellness. And so I'm excited about the products and what they're doing for me. And so I think that's translating to other people. And I still have, I think, a fair amount of healing to do. So that has been probably my bigger challenge, is just trying to balance healing and doing some really deep detoxing and having lots of detox symptoms with sharing my excitement. Because when I'm not feeling good and I'm having major detox symptoms, I sort of, don't want to share. I want to feel good when I'm sharing with people. But widen your reach has been huge. I did not understand it when I joined in December. And I totally hate getting on camera like I am right now. I'm getting more comfortable, but it was really hard getting on camera after being sick for a lot of years and seeing that I'm gray and I'm aging and just getting over all of that. So this has really helped me to just get more comfortable with myself and my own skin and find the voice of what I want to share with people out there, especially being a functional health coach. So widen your reach. February was the first month I did widen your reach and got, submitted as much as I could. And it was amazing because I have to thank my downline for me being here, Bobby and Kim, who signed up as brand partners. And they just got on board with Widen Your Reach, and they're health coaches. So they were already doing lives, but truly, it's just, it was half my volume were Widen Your Reach points, and I hit UBT. So those points are just so important. And now I get it. I didn't get it in January or December. And I want to give a shout out to Kim and to Bobby. I know, Kim, you're on the call. I mean, they're both amazing. They didn't even have their kits. And they signed up people, and they both hit Fast Start Consultant. So I'm just so excited to have them on my team. We all share this passion for health and wellness. And really, my heart is really just about helping people, but I got a little excited about the bonus. But the bottom line is I want to see people get well. And I had so much knowledge as a health coach, and
Yes.
nothing helped me like Purium has helped me, doctors, alternative doctors. So I'm just so excited about Purium and where it's going to take us as a team, and where it's going to take me with my health and the opportunity. I've saved so much money in doctor's visits and doctor's appointments, because with Purium, I've stopped needing to go to the doctor and stopped needing to go to the chiropractor and stopped needing to buy supplements. And now I can eat real food, and I could just go on and on. So I hope that I can give some people hope who are still out there, who might be ill. Like I still feel like I'm healing, that you can build this business and find whatever balance you need to find to build it, and give other people hope as you heal on your journey. Thank you.
Amazing, Heather. Everybody drop some twos in the chats for if her story is inspiring to you, because yeah, your heart just speaks so loud, Heather. And I love that you mentioned that, like, you didn't even know what UBT or Widen Your Reach was for your first 2 months. And then when you decided to plug in your third month, you end up hitting Fast Start Executive. And so just the power of plugging into the promotions, and like you said, 2 of your new consultants hit Fast Start just by doing the Widen Your Reach and sharing UBT and all that. So much congratulations to you guys. And if you're brand new on the call, if you don't know, if you hit Fast Start Consultant, you get a $100 bonus, and so does your upline. Fast Start Director is a $400 bonus for you and your upline. And then Fast Start Executive is a $1,000 bonus for you and your upline. And if you're like Miss Jen Rosen, who hits Fast Start Diamond, you get another $1,000 bonus. So these ladies have all really, as you can tell, increased their health and their wealth in such a short amount of time. And it's just so inspiring to see the journeys. Like, I'm just so inspired right now. Drop a 1 if you're just feeling so inspired by these amazing stories, and just all of us coming from such different places, but meeting here in Purium and meeting in unison with our desire to help people and make the world a better place. So thank you, Heather, so much. And we have one more share for today. It's a Fast Start Director. So she hit Fast Start Director in her first full month. And I'm really excited about this share because Kristyn is actually all the way in Scotland. So she's a 9-hour difference. And if you saw the Leslie Zan call the other night about dealing with adversity and time zone changes and all of that, it's really inspiring to see Kristyn rocking it over in Scotland. So Rita, if you are on the call, I'd love to have you pop off and introduce.
Yay, so happy to be here. Thanks everyone for your amazing shares. And I'm so honored to introduce Kristyn. We met also on a Facebook group, like the universe just kind of brought us together. We were both following our unique passions and just diving down that rabbit hole and found each other. And we were like, oh my God, you're doing what I love and you're doing what I love. And so we just became friends, developed a relationship and started interviewing each other on each other's passions, and then found like an amazing bridge with Purium as she wanted to find a financial solution to be with her newborn baby who's now 3 months old. So super excited to introduce you here, Kristyn. It's been amazing working with you. You've just been so thoughtful and considerate and passionate and insightful. And I just absolutely love working with you. So thanks for being here.
Oh, likewise, Rita. Thank you. So yeah, I'm Kristyn and I am all the way in Scotland. For those of you who are curious, it's 9:51 here. I get asked that all the time, but I jumped in after months of talking with Rita about passions, as she said, and shared passions. I'm super passionate about where regenerative agriculture and functional medicine meet, and have been exploring that for the last couple of years, but getting paid like hardly anything as a health coach to really share that in the world. And then when my son was born at the beginning of December, I told my husband a day later, I need to figure out how to make money and never have to go back to work. And so this conversation had been ripening. Yeah, so my first full month with Purium, I jumped in and I was like, I'm going to hit Fast Start Consultant. No problem. I know plenty of people. I'm a loudmouth. I'm an extrovert. I can talk to all the people and not get tired. So 10 days in, I had 0 people who signed up and really had to take a more humble approach to what I was doing. And I actually called Jen Rosen and I said, here's what's happening. What do I do? She was amazing, as you all heard on the call, but really what I walked away from our call feeling was, I need to do a little more inner work. I need to figure out what my voice sounds like in this business, and then lead from there. And so what I did is I took a long walk on the beach for many, many days, and really started processing through a lot of my limiting beliefs around MLMs, around feeling unsupported and what it feels like to be supported, around my passion, authenticity, and all of those types of things. And what that did for me is I released the outcome and just said, I'm going to show up exactly how I've been showing up in what I've been doing for the last 2 years. Now I just have this really amazing vehicle to share with people, this really amazing solution that I get to share. And it was then that's when I started. I got my first person to sign on with a ULT maybe the next day. And it was really, for me, I think aligning, again, my authentic voice with my message that I was trying to share. I resonate deeply with the shares before on, I wake up in the morning, as I'm going through my day, I'm just asking like, who needs this? Who wants to hear this? Who's ready for it? And I get lots of names that pop into my head. So I've been having a lot of fun with that. And I think that's the amazing part of this business is like, we get to have fun talking with people and sharing what we're excited about and what we're passionate about. There's not one thing that we're told, oh, we have to talk about this thing. Talk about whatever's passionate, like whatever's exciting you. And that's something Rita's been telling me a lot too. And which is another tip, like lean into your upline, ask lots of questions. I send a message to Rita probably every day, like, what about this? And what about that? And how would you say this? And what would you send here? And so her and Mary Beth have been amazing. I also just want to throw in here that I still don't have my products. So I've been sharing all of this without having my products. They got lost. USPS lost my products from the US. So I just ordered them from Europe. So if anybody has questions about Europe, I'm here to answer them for you. I've got that part all sorted out. But yeah, I think my biggest takeaway is doing the inner work and figuring out, how do I show up authentically? What does my voice sound like? And how do I share that with people who are ready to listen? So yeah, and apologies if you hear my child screaming in the background.
No apologies necessary. We are a team, a company of families, and that's why we do this. I have my kid yelling in the other room too. So Kristyn, so beautiful. And I just want to ask you one question about like the hiccups of feeling that first 10 days of like, whoa, I haven't gotten anyone. And I thought I'd get all these people. And then, whoa, I haven't even got my products yet. And whoa, I'm 9 hours. I can't get any of the Zoom calls live. Like this was a special night that you hopped on with us. So I'm just curious, like, what is it that's keeping you going? Like, what's the bigger why that's keeping you with it, when maybe those would be a lot of reasons why people would say, yeah, this just isn't working for me right now. So I'm just curious.
Yeah. I think we got a diaper change. I think for me, it is the greater why, I think, is the greater global why being, I don't want suffering to be in the world. Like, I want us to feel like we can all go let our kids swim in lakes and rivers without fearing that they're filled with glyphosate. Like, I want us to be able to eat food that we're not fearful of, somebody didn't do their job correctly and therefore it's covered in heavy metals. Like, I don't want a world like that. But I think in like the short, immediate term, my why is, I don't want to live in financial insecurity. Like, I want to be able to live into my passions and the things that I love. And I want to be able to talk about the things I'm passionate about and get paid doing it. And so that's really keeping me going. And I think, I haven't even tried the products yet, but I hear all of these stories. And so thank you to everybody. I've been, popping into some people's lives here and there that are on this call, but like we've never met. And I just thank you for your stories, because they're helping me, because I have other stories to share. Like, I don't have my own personal experience yet. And so thank you for all of you who are sharing your stories, so that I get to share them with other people and to share testimonies. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, super key. Again, back to storytelling. Like, we're all developing our story all the time and it's changing, and you may be just beginning and feeling like, well, I don't quite have a story yet. And that's why we do this business, is we can share each other's stories. And so such a good, valid point. And something else that you said that I really like jumped out at me was release the outcome and just show up. Just like show up and release the outcome and connect with your own authenticity and connect with your own voice and your own message that you're bringing out. And the thing that is going to make you go the furthest in this business is your own unique genius. So let that shine. We don't need to act like anybody else. What is so amazing about this work is that we get to let our individuality shine, and then we get to work in a team to help bring those strengths out in each of us. So I love that you said that. And what else was the other thing that I just let go and let God. Like, there's a point where I think in all these shares, that was a reoccurring theme of like, just be of service and just reach out, or like pray, who is praying for this? Who can I be of service today? And just let it unfold as it goes. And then, yes, you have your team to ask all the questions and get all the details, but that's a learning process. I've been with this business 2 years and I'm still constantly learning new things about the European and this and that all the time. So don't get bogged down by all the little details, and just show up as you, show up in service, know your why. What were some of the other things that I took out? And yeah, first and foremost, share your enthusiasm. I'm sure, drop a 2 in this comment if you can feel the enthusiasm of each one of these people. And that is probably the key factor that has helped each one of these people get to these fast start bonuses. So thank you so much to all the shares today. And that call just flew by. I'm so glad that we got through everyone. Drop a 1 in the chat if you got some good stories, if you feel inspired. Drop a 3 if I took a little video clips to share in my Instagram stories. So thank you guys for that beautiful content. And If you don't know, we are no longer doing our Monday Zoom. So we just have our Thursday Zoom every week for Superfood Social, but we do have one Zoom a week that you can catch through corporate and through, some people have accountability containers going. So tomorrow is the Fierce Friday call. If anybody has not tuned into that yet, I really enjoy the Million Mom movement. That's a big reason I'm part of this company, and I've partnered with Purium is because the movement to help our youth and help families and provide scholarships for people in need. So the Million Mom movement Fierce Friday call is tomorrow at 12 or at 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, reach out to your upline if you don't have the link, but I think tomorrow's call is all about how to garden with your family. So back to the regenerative farming, back to the regenerative foods, and just, I'm so excited about this movement, and I'm so excited about this community, and just another huge congratulations to all of you on this call that celebrating your success, and for all of those of you who are listening, who are striving for your next rank or your next goal or whatever. We're in it together. So thank you so much, everyone. And I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you next Thursday. Thank you.